So, I was looking for another video to react to, and I did not think that I could top the stupid that was reacted to in my last video. I was proven horribly, horribly wrong. I saw this video on YouTube, and the title just caught my eye. It's like God was saying, watch this video. I promise you, you have found my gift to you. So I watched it, and I lost plenty of brain cells trying to edit the Onision video. I lost a hell of a lot more making this video.
Well, a new study in the journal Pediatrics describes it as, quote, unethical to call breastfeeding natural, because doing so might undermine feminism. The study says, quote, coupling nature with motherhood can inadvertently support biologically deterministic arguments about the roles of men and women in the family.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Don't couple nature with nature, because feminist.
Cathy Areu is a journalist and publisher of Catalina magazine, and she joins us now. Cathy, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So this was kind of a baffling story. One, that people are inserting politics into breastfeeding, which seems like it would be off limits for politics.
At this point, I honestly don't think anything's off limits for feminists. As long as it forwards their agenda and adds more people to their freaking cult, they're gonna use it.
But two, why it would be controversial to call breastfeeding natural? If breastfeeding is not natural, what is natural?
Well, breastfeeding doesn't come naturally, as pediatricians will tell you. It's not exactly easy.
We don't manually pump breast milk into women's titties. Titties were built to breastfeed. My head's gonna explode.
There are lactation specialists out there. There's a whole industry out there.
There's an industry around everything. Things that are natural, things that are unnatural. How the hell does having an industry around breastfeeding make it unnatural?
So breastfeeding isn't exactly natural. It doesn't come naturally to women. So what they're saying is, which I'm so happy there's a study out there that are finally letting women not have this guilt trip, that it's okay to hand the formula over to daddy, to the men, and it's natural for a man to feed a baby.
Why the fuck did you need a study to What dumb inbred backwoods of Alabama hillbillyer than me motherfucker is too stupid to hold a bottle? Woman, I can't feed a baby. Do I make titty milk? No, I don't. Wait a minute, so I can hold the bottle? I can hold a bottle filled with your titty milk and feed him? I can do that? Well, thank you, feminist. Without you, I wouldn't have known that I could hold a bottle and a baby at the same damn time.
So they're saying that only a woman able to feed a child is inappropriate. It's unethical and inappropriate. And I'm so glad that women are let off the hook, finally.
I mean, it's not unethical or inappropriate, whatever those words mean. I mean, it's the opinion of some physicians that breast milk is superior to formula, and other people disagree, and it's a debate that has raged for quite some time. But what you seem to be saying is it is bad because it suggests that women have a different role in motherhood than men do, but they do because women are the only people biologically capable of bearing children. Is that now a controversial observation?
I give it 2 months. It'll be controversial in 2 months.
Well, the study is saying, though, that women are not the only ones who could feed the children. So that's what they're trying to say. It is natural for others to be able to feed the children. So the whole burden is not on the mother. So that's what they're trying to say with this.
Nobody in the history of the entire planet has ever said that only women can feed the baby. Since when is this an issue?
That's okay. First of all, of course that's true.
Right.
Of course. But that's kind of a decision.
That.
What do you mean? I don't think women are stupid.
Oh, well, there are some women that actually, I interviewed a pediatrician that had a mother that had a child starving for 2 weeks. She was not able to lactate. She was not able to produce breast milk for 2 weeks. The baby had lost weight, and she refused to give that baby formula for fear that her baby was not going to get the perfect breast milk and would have to turn to formula. The baby ended up in the NICU.
That's a totally fair point, and that's
Right.
a shame when people feel like
And people do
there's
feel
no
like that.
alternative. Perhaps there are some, but that's not what's really going on here. This is gender politics intruding on the personal decisions that parents make.
Well, we
And
need it,
it's
though.
also
We
blurring the
need
lines. It's suggesting, by the way, that men can breastfeed, which I don't think they can.
It's suggesting that men could, I don't know.
I pray to Jesus in heaven that she was joking about not knowing whether or not men could breastfeed.
But it's suggesting
Well, I
that
do
men,
know. The answer is they
think
can't.
so.
I have 4 children. I can tell you.
I don't know. I don't know your secrets. But no, what they're saying is that men can feed children. They're finally putting a study out there that's saying that breast milk is not the only way to go. There are other ways.
Okay,
and
but
other things
Cathy,
Again, I must say, who the hell is saying otherwise? What dumb motherfucker did something stupid enough that you actually had to make this a study?
You're
Loving a child is
dodging
natural.
you're dodging what I'm saying. Look, strictly speaking, I don't disagree with you.
Thank you.
But the debate is whether breast milk is better or worse than formula. And again, that is a scientific debate that nutritionists and physicians can have.
Right.
This is feminist groups saying, how dare you suggest that it's better for women to feed babies because that somehow ties them biologically to the act of procreation. And my only point is, feminists, as usual, are helping to obscure biological realities because they don't like them. And that's an attack on science, and I'm against that.
Your Honor, I object!
And why is that, Mr. Reed?
Because it's devastating to my case!
Overruled.
Good call!
It's a study that's just saying it's inappropriate to say that breast milk is the only natural way to feed a child. A man could naturally feed a child in other ways.
And I'm not sure if I'm just getting dumber every time I hear this, but I swear she's changed the idea of what this study is supposed to mean like 3 different times.
Actually, a man can't naturally feed a
Well,
child. A man
naturally,
can't
you can
produce
naturally
formula.
love that
like,
baby and
this is-
naturally give it formula. Natural. It's natural. Loving is natural.
Okay, as far as nature goes, the only natural way to feed a baby is with breast milk from the baby's mother. Breast milk is only produced by breasts on a female. That is nature. Quit trying to say that nature doesn't exist. Men cannot naturally feed a baby, technically speaking. We can't lactate, we can't breastfeed children. Now, yes, we have hands. We can hold a bottle. We can hold the baby. We can hold the bottle and the baby at the same damn time. There has never been a human in the history of ever that has denied that fact. Now, addressing one specific case, if you're with some fuckhead who's too stupid to hold a bottle and feed the baby, or refuses to feed the baby and actually needs this study to prove that he can feed the baby, you need to dump his ass because he's a piece of shit. You don't want to be raising children with him. To be honest, I want to know why the hell you reproduced with the motherfucker in the first place.
It's just. Can you just take 3 steps back?
No.
And acknowledge that there's something pretty awful about inserting gender politics into something as beautiful and intimate as the first days of a child's life.
You know
and
what?
maybe parents
Breastfeeding
can
is
say,
not
hey,
beautiful and
back
intimate.
off.
It's
and
not
just
beautiful. Breastfeeding is not beautiful. Breastfeeding, it causes so many headaches and it can be so horrible. I mean, as a pediatrician told me, it doesn't come naturally for so many women.
Okay, as to whether or not breastfeeding is beautiful, that's subjective from person to person. Just because you had a miserable experience with it, don't mean that it's not natural and don't mean that it's not beautiful to other women.
So this study, I think, is wonderful because so women can finally step back and say, wow, it's okay to hand the bottle and the baby over to dad or my girlfriend or whatever the case may be.
Holy hell. Okay, like I said about the men, if you as a woman are too dumb to understand that you can pass the baby and the bottle over to another human being to have them fed, if you, for some reason or another, are not able to feed the baby at that moment, don't reproduce. And I pray to God that you haven't already.
half of that sentence is correct, of course. It is absolutely okay to do that.
Thanks.
But I'm just wondering, final question for you, because this is giving me a little bit of a headache.
I'm sorry.
No offense to you. No, it's not your fault, but just the whole subject is so crazy.
Oh, trust me, anybody who watches this, whether it's the original clip or or a reaction video, is probably going to get a headache.
Crazy. If it's not natural to breastfeed, how did like the species get to where it is now? Like, why didn't we die out several millennia ago?
And this is why I love Tucker Carlson's show. This is the part where he asks the one question that's going to prove that the person he's interviewing is as dumb as we believe they are.
Go.
I think we found other ways, like formula, to feed the babies. So, and
Okay,
years
so
ago,
like during the medieval period, like where did you get the Similac then?
yeah, exactly. I'm not quite sure. But
The human race is doomed. And for fuck's sake, how the hell does the backwoods redneck from the backwoods of Colorado know the answer to this question? Back in medieval times, if, God forbid, a woman was not able to lactate, she would pass the baby on to another woman that was currently lactating or breastfeeding. And if you were royalty, there was a high chance you weren't going to breastfeed the baby to begin with, whether you produced breast milk or not. Your baby was probably going to be taken care of by a wet nurse who was lactating herself, who would breastfeed the child for you.
this breastfeeding phenomenon has been going on for the last 10 years. But before that, our mothers weren't all exactly into breastfeeding. You had the feminism, the revolution, the 70s.
This woman is the editor of a magazine. This woman has a career. This woman is free to walk around the world. This woman has probably already reproduced. Yet this woman believes that women have only been breastfeeding for 10 years. I rescind my previous statement. The human race is not doomed. The human race is fucked.
Women did not breastfeed like they do nowadays. So breastfeeding has not always been the answer.
Okay. To any woman that watches this video, if you have breastfed within the last 10 years, please inform me. Do you have a new method of breastfeeding that we don't know about? Because, to my knowledge, it's been the same throughout time. You pull your boob out, you hold the baby up to your boob, and the baby drinks. Now, is there a different method? Do you hang the baby by their feet or something now? Did something change? Please inform me, because I'm confused as hell.
Man, I'm glad my kids are older enough to weigh into this stuff. Cathy, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
I see the same look in his face that I see in a lot of customer service workers that are dealing with annoying customers. They want to say something different, but they're being polite due to the fact that they will lose their job if they aren't. I did not think I would find anyone dumber than Onision to react to. How do you get to the level of stupid that you don't know whether or not men can breastfeed? That you think breastfeeding has only been going on for the last 10 years? That you think that breastfeeding is unnatural? And that you don't know, and that you actually think that we had formula back in the medieval periods? I have nothing more to say. I have hit the maximum level of stupid that I can take in one day, just by listening to this freaking woman talk. On a serious note, I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. I hope you enjoyed laughing at stupid. I hope you didn't lose too many brain cells from hearing her talk. And I'll see you next week if I can find some kind of stupid to top this one, which I doubt I will, but I should find something good to react to regardless. But in any case, catch y'all later.